Yama Obiara owo teteka sum efrido yama na akwa basonko yeda Nyankopon trampana ono obonsu gbo ewie na wa aboyan ho ban agihen kumankuma bebrema nda yehu adeche ne kan fefew na ehwano so a da mebiri isum afa ho me kire ada asa no so wa abo ho wa ono ho ban na ho adwumadi ni na mu no wakọ na waba asomdwem yemahunu nyinara akwaba Nyankopon nara ohun hia nyinara mbobol na nda so dwumezi a yeredi nkrofo wonyem chefa na yemfa nhye bobol fantse mane enyam na ne munhyira ne Nyankopon onfa mahen de bebiara ye ka kire hom de dem dwumezi emi na wo se yebotum ahwe a edwumaku kasibi na wafa ho kaw wo tue mfire kwana yenda yi ho so wonde wo bohwe wa hwe me bibiara aye wansan nye kronkron me kire nyimzi multimedia nyo dam nyimzi multimedia yi ono no ho nkomo na menyi ulbedi smakroti na ansana yebeka ho no ho asamen wasi kekum wajin koku na enum so antefo ho na bia nti wo menhwe mo nyimzi multimedia na ewia do woni da atuado.
Hi, if you are looking for clean, professional multimedia work, then listen well. Nyimzi Multimedia is the name you need to remember. From photography to videography, graphic design, branding, content creation, and social media promos, Nyimzi Multimedia turns your ideas into powerful visuals that speak for your brand. Whether it's your wedding, your business, your event, your music, or your product launch, Nyimzi Multimedia captures every moment with class, creativity, and quality.
We don't just take pictures, we tell your story. We don't just shoot videos, we create impact.
So, if you want your brand to stand out, if you want your memories to last forever, and if you want your business to look premium, choose Nyimzi Multimedia. Nyimzi Multimedia, where creativity meets excellence.
Ma ha achen adwo wajima braw yeda ho aseda ho ada wo ma woboa ma dwumezi a wo fantse ka asum oruko nanyim na mpanyimfu so aka de abrabo na osesa na wo so adan wo ho kakra nti yedi dwumezi ni bia behiem ma odi kan ye wo beebi a wo fa na afutusam na adwenkire ehu yebotu hia ho fon kakra ye wo beebi so a wo ba frɛ na adwenkire a wo so ba frɛ na akire wa adwen if you are young man, ye bohwe de ye nem potem be ya makanti socio-economic issues bebre so bopu what that sanitation teenage pregnancy na nyama o man fantema no nkɔ n'anyim yinara ye bobɔ mbɔzen na ye de abrahom yinti potem yinara ya afa nkrɔfo here correspondent a mo so wo hɔ a obebe bisa mo ze ɔlɔkɔdo wɔ beebiara na ho so ama he aso ate na mom ye kada se phone in segment ne ba odu beebi oda wo fra mo so won fra na wo minti wo son mu hɔ wo za afa hye wo to egwado wo ye bibiara bombodi ne twa na number na ɔwɔ hɔ fa send hen video a fa send hen ade bi a wo ye wo hɔ na nyama bi nkoye wo hɔ a epede ya dwundwun ho a all the friend them number friend and send the video no twa video na fa bre hen o ya asam na epede ka kire hen so a fra hen wo hɔ a na agya hen message wo hɔ no so ye bohwe na ya aka ho asam yinara ntime sra ho ya wo de biara wobo wo friend then no nson wo Ghana me 7 pm na America ha so no so wobo 2 a won bombodin na won break show ya yo yeda teteka asuma ase na ana mu gudu ana na mechechire ode se botum ahwe teteka asuma wenyu agye ho a ofi Nyimzi Multimedia na wafa dwumedi ho ka wobo hen we so hen mfi etotasa ho de iwo gwai achemfu man kesim na no nkwa ada epeteteka asuma asama sa wo ba anawara sabilo warli yeyi ade biara wo twa video ho ana wo twa mfonyin me che photography na videography bombozen na hu nyimze multimedia wɔbɛyɛ ma biribiara ayɛ nkɔdo fɛfɛɛfɛ na epɛda wɔto wodu buma ayɛ a wɔde bɛkyɛw po a kada tete kaa so mfo na yedi hɔn ho dɛsepa nti yɛbɛsrɛ sɛ yɛsɛ yɛbɔboɔ mfantema ma mfantema na akɔdo a na za ɔwɔ mu biara na ndwumandwuma so ɔyɛ dɛ yɛte akyi na yɛyɛ obi a yɛ ma ne za ayɛ fɛw nti ihe nso yɛn yɛ damara yɛda nyimze multimedia ase dɛ wɔbɔ hɛn ho ban wɔbɔ hɛn kyido ma dwumadzi ɔkɔdo afi za ɔtoa do yɛ afutusɛm efi ɔhene ba hɔ.
Busuafo yɛase no ahyia biom ɛyɛ afutusɛm no do na na awɔtwe mepɛ dɛ menye wodi nkɔmmɔ bi fa abrabɔ life na ɛnda nkɔmmɔdzi no anaa dɛ ma yɛpɛ dɛ yɛka na awɔtwe no aka dɛ it was conversation bi a na menye nyanko bi me nua bi menye no rezi about abrabɔ ɛna agya ye kasa na yetutu ye ho fa de o da abrabɔ na yehwe na yebɔ ni ye na bibi owo bi o da yensa ka no yeso yetum yensa aka bi wana no fina na se na nsa kofi ke na ata aka yi mante na say na aka de o so abrabɔ na yen fa nko ba bi ama ye na for nothing nti na say abrabɔ na yen fa nko ba bi a o so na nsa yi na say mom de mareka no ne fa bi wom ye ba na fa hwe amba yakwa ya mfa hwe nko but ebusa minji nzi do no nti ye be take abrabo no lightly dama de ye ba ne name dama na yakọ o de ye ba ne ye ba prebibi me ye sure de echirimba nti me de dama asam no tune ma ka cham na da bi na enyim mba no we nja ne hwe a ono no meje echiriba bibi no so na de kakra pa do ye no ore ye na mfe but me gidi de sei na de dam adwene ne renanto a yem bebre na no makade onkwe mahen osande se iyi nkwofu bi ananyi peku bi mpa rebobra no edeja hwana wankasa no you have to make something out of your life wankasa no ode bobra no wankasa no fama ho nti se ejuma bi na reye another ejuma bi na reye take it serious. Me mom I believe that it's a lazy man's approach. That better than what I own and say I'm very asking ko baby I own and sabra bonara and sen net ho because I say feel the reasoning fan ko baby on mom trap ma asma me catch me more time and so ko ne da here because yet you're brano because we know that brano we want to take it to the next level. Michael Jackson the car SMB I'm for ninja I say we want to make this world a better place for you and for me in the generations our benina no we tum na fi why then why enjoy into na kakra mzi ja then maybe so asem da brabo no is boko baby and other name fanko baby hey yo hine beni that's end the share
yo adofo yeda hene ba hene nua ohene ba ase de ende also all car hen de abrabo na yerebon yem boni ye na ne yanku bi na asam ye de ono ze yem fo nko be biara na after long fellow na asem bia okan I say I expect to pass this world but once anything or any good thing therefore that I can do, let me not defer it or neglect it, for I shall not pass this world again. And when see abrabon is able to ni say siara. And long fellow now some biso and baby or kind. The last number catch us also lives of great men reminds us that we can make our lives sublime, and the pattern we leave behind footprints in the sands of time. Nti inara or this henu nkran there ye be fi abrabo emu akode na ye rekwa we should leave this world with the highest ovation ye wu ana ye fi hon nkrofo abonsem amahende ye bobobra po no mpo no hu dwuma na nde ye rebezi nde me nsem bir nyimpa onye here bakasa me bedi kan ma ada no ho ma ada na ezi wo video yi mu na ye wi a ye nyina ezi nkomo
Here history and I na abokosama ebinum ach ebusuafo yenya kuro na yemfree yi. Sɛ yɛyɛ kor yɛafrɛ yɛ ma yie abaza. Wɔtete kaa som ndɛ dwumezi no den. Yɛbɔtwetwe nkɔmɔ afamfantefo a wɔ akwana ahorow do wɔapere wɔn mogyae ahyer ezi egu ama ɔman Ghana. Na nyimpa yɛnyine ba bɔtwetwe nkɔmɔ ɔnyɛ obiara dɛ sɛ ɛnam social media do na sɛ ehu everything Fantse Patriot Alliance na Fantse Voice Studio a ɔyɛ abrantie na enyusoadze hun. Abrantie etu ne ho esiwɔ dɛ ɔbɛnam social media do na ɔdze abɔ mfantefo hɛn kusum hɛn amanze hu de wuri. Wafa ato no do dɛ hɛn history na yɛn abɔkɔsɛm a ebinum akyea no na ɔbɛtenten. Michael Fantse ndɛ onye hɛn panyin a yɛn ba abɔtwetwe nkɔmɔ wɔtete kaa som do. Yɛma wakɔ aba opanyin Michael Fantse.
Yo, ndɛ yehu hɛn nua a yɛnye no ɛreba kasa. Nyo, nti menye no rebedi nkɔmɔ ara yin. Eja Michael ana Mike, mama akɔ aba wajima abrɛw.
Yo, yeja, meda wase. Meda michechia yen etifo na ahwefo. Michechia obiara, mebo obiara good evening.
Ya jodo, kada memo biara adwe.
Mimo biara adwe.
Na wajoda eja Mike.
Wajima henwa.
Ya ohen na ba. Ya da wase de wudwumadi bebrebe nyinara ye fro awa ato nkyɛn na aba na enyihen rebedi nkɔmɔ. Na ebɛda wo ho edi edi kan ada wo ho edi na mabisa de wudin yɛ Michael Fantse mpɔtɔ wudin ara yin na wudwumadi azi.
Enyo, mi funem ye Michael Fifi Nyameche Fantse. Inti it is Michael Fifi Nyameche Fantse. Enyo.
Oh, Michael.
Yes.
Ono yenyim de nkrofo bebre wo hɔ a wofro bi kwame akwadwa asante ama asantoa kwadwa achem enyo ni nara nkrofo de tutu won idin minyim obi a wofa nkoku nnɔkɔ na ndepe na mehu de wofro bi fantinya ono ni din no mfi Europe na ɔyɛ Fantse Michael ejinyame Fantse eje Fantse memo wakɔ abebio
Yeah, eja.
Ye gudu so ye kaka ho nda nyimpa kakra wa abado no yesre won share mehen na won comment mehen won like won bolab no do na dwumezin akonenyi na mfantman so apɛ afa ne tempa wefura yo adofo nde asama menye heni nua ribedi ho nkɔmɔ onye nkrɔfo asabi wa abobra ana nkrɔfo a wɔbɔ bra wɔ Mfantse mem nda na obi kada obi abɔbra a chida ɔteka sabi obi botum adaka me na ɔmbɔ bra okum nyimpa na ogi ne nsɛm ka akɔtɔ na ekɔtɔ foforo nya dama abrabɔ ni bi na yɛreka nda yɛba hwɛ Mfantsefo a wogina pinti mabira na amayaman na sabi kasahuru ni inara wɔre pirinsa ase wɔn a wotumi gina ya wotum bɔ ha asase ho ba na ndɛ emi na ɔwo ya abatena du bi a ibi mpo yɛ di ahensam wɔ do yi na ɔno ndam nkrɔfo na hene nua yɛn ho rebedi nkɔmɔ nyimpa baasa na ndɛ yɛbedi ho nkɔmɔ yɛ di nkɔmɔ wɔ egya ahɔr yɛ di nkɔmɔ wɔ ana hwanapo ama tedu hɛn na hene maame ama tedu na yɛn papa kwabon nidi opanyin Jacob Wilson-say ndɛ da mu nkrɔfo na yɛbedi wɔn ho nkɔmɔ na yɛama Mfantsefo wehu dɛ ɛyɛ so yɛ wɔ nkrɔfo na yɛntu yɛmfi ha yɛnkosua ɔsagyefo kuntum kurunku ne de na ngyae woso kasa mu nkrɔfo a wɔbɔbɔ bra na wɔbɛpere ma Ghana onye ne beebi gyina woso ehu ho na bɔto ho na abedin po a woso ato nti wɔn a wɔabado ɔhene ba yɛmfi esua ma ɔrehwɛ yɛ da ase ma akyerɛ ba de ɔno de bebiara ɔno odi kan ba akyerɛ ba Hilda Azaria hɛn nyinaa nyimdze multimedia wɔhwɛ hɛn ne panyin McCall Coleman everything fancy lehwe na da okeka ho nti ye mahunu inara akwaba papa na hwana na asam na nde yereka odzikan
Yo, inti once again, me da wase na ahwefo nso me da wana say. I want to make one statement be in there in the whole world about history and other about great personalities are every yen ebibi man ha Africa ha they are. There is no tribe or nation will produce great men and women chen in fantefo. Fantes have been able to produce some of the greatest personalities in the world. Now, Ghana had there are some things I exported, cultural, what do you call it, cultural elements now, some few things now there. But unfortunately, the ones coming from infantile, we don't promote it very well. Inti Ebrea there, out there, yen infantile. So if Ghana is not even doing it in poor, out there, yen infantile. Yes, sorry, they promote it, yende. Now, the first person I'm there, you're discussing, I want us to start with a woman because yes, ladies first. In Timpede, Besia Eshase. Now, her name is Efua Theodora Sutherland. Efua Theodora Sutherland. Duduna, there's Efua Sutherland. Now, Efua Sutherland, equal Accra. We have a big children's park, our friend, Efua Sutherland Park. I think the Rollins and Breduna will see, them recreational facility. No. But who is Efua Sutherland? Them Jumezi, Onye Jumedi, yes, sorry, we are talking about people and praising some people, but very important today, we discuss such people to inspire us to do more. Say, Ishe, we are here. Somebody who asks there, what is our purpose on this earth? Say, Ishe, nature, the sun does not shine for itself. It shines for life to flourish. It shines for pollination, photosynthesis to take place. Say, Ishe, the wind doesn't blow to itself. It blows so that we can get a fresh breeze. Everything in nature show there. You do something for the benefit of others. Every human being is like a tree. Now, people will come and sit under that tree, the shade. So you have to do something now, obey a beneficial to community. Now, woman, and these are the people we are come to talk about. Oban them sacrificial work in another great people are in Fantefo. They are number one in the whole of Africa. Now, I'm going to talk about Efua Sutherland. Now, Efua Sutherland mpono ne fanti dinankasa ye Efua Nyankoma Mog. She's a Cape Coast woman. Into a one of Cape Coast Ogwe, and her name was Efua Nyankoma Theodora Mog. But Tama, when she got married, na offer ne husband, ne surname Noyena, Efua Sutherland. Now, in English language, need brief description, or your pioneering African publisher. You can be a pioneering, one of the very first, the Madeno. Until they paved the way for other people to come and trade. And I'll be a pioneering something, only easy. That is why Ghana had we celebrate Kwame Nkrumah because he is the pioneer, so Eban, the first official proper president of Ghana. We celebrate him because he was the pioneer. It's the same as Efua Nyankoma Sutherland. She was born on 27th June 1924. And she passed away in 1996, in January 1996. She was a pioneering...
Maybe, sir. Efua Nyankoma. Mami Efua Nyankoma. Now some are working. It was 1924. Now, maybe said that. Mija wan kwati on man common in yede. Na sabi in na wufu honizin.
No, minim ne husband na nemba honizin, but ne parents ni de.
Yes, wo wunu wo gwe na
Yes. Okay, so the Connie school, no, she went to of course St. Monica's. Okay, and then also called school Cambridge. In fact, not one of the first African females to school in Cambridge, London, sorry, UK. Now, then when she came back, no, now obe starting a writing career, no, yes, into ni school no kone de oye here in Ghana, and then to but oba in so no, she became a teacher kakra was secondary Fijai. In Tisha, she was teaching a little bit in Fijai before or started in Tini school Nankasa de or yes, St. Monica's to Cambridge and then back to Ghana. Yeah.
Oh, nti ofura na obaye chechire nyi de American.
Yes.
Na ofifijaa no na okwankran. Okwaso ogdena de kire na na odokọ to ya do ho ana.
Inti tamna owo Fijai no. And then she started there or throw like children's books nowadays. Now she realized something. There, sometimes if you're in a society now, the problems in the society now, you find solutions or something is bothering you. Problem or you're too heavy. Now, there was a psychological problem with the African education system. If you're literature now, you're storybooks now, all was A for Apple now, the English for one, it didn't have any relationship with our culture, with our environment, nothing. Into there, no, there is a massive problem. She has to bridge in the gap. So in around, I think 1951, no started there, or
Hello. Hello. You on there, heni ni anu network and original hwan bo kakra nti yebogudo na yedidi he no ho nkomo na obado a na wasan abotwe na asam. Hello. Nti ono na America no, dem nkrofo na otwa de yehu hwan na yedo ho ni ye fesusu na heni nchirimbe won so wa hwe ho na wesua. Osan na dem 1924 ya hurricane na wo wini na do na wi ade egboeze. Hello. Nana mba mo school ko on the fob obaya asabi obagina enyim do ruko school no na wa aye na adwen de obaya ewuraba mpa ehun nti iyinom bra ye ka oburuma nkuma odepegan no so no na ye ka iyinom nkrofo a wodin krachi ye wodin bamfanti mem nkrofo asabi na won go school do echirifu a wode enyu odzen na abrabopa wode pire makosi burenyi wamfa fantinyi ohinni tanshe nso azan iyinom nkrofo a oye de yisua ho yegudo so ye ka ho ebra brother Mike mbai so ye ka kire hinunuanom a wowo achemfo mfomba wowo beebi ara de oye nyame ne pia meminda oribe. Hello. Meminda oribe ne hina hina chireba dufia oda ne be nkumodo obaye na eyi ne wokuma ase na da wo kan de ebusuafo kakra edikan wokuma ase a wo badeda na ochina wode ne tumpem a meminda na ahomachin na ebusuafo wa aka fan na wode na aba wo ba wo fa no nko beebi ara de achemfotwafo.
Hello.
Hello, Mpocho Konko.
Okay, good. Thank you. But my network now, kakra. Yes, Intina, ye drew, I think 51 to 53, 53, 54, when she got married to Mr. Bill Sutherland. Now we established a school around the Volta region area. But from Fijai, now Sutherland, she was experimenting with storytelling and other dramatic forms. Indigenous Ghanaian traditions in Tisha, she was taking stories from different African traditions now, or merge them stories, and then she was trying to create a literature for Africans because there was a big problem. Now, I always can't say there, Sepede a developed country. Now you don't use their let's say their core philosophical values now. Most at times it does not work. It is countries like China, like all the European countries from Greece to England to whatever, to Middle East Nada. There's basic philosophical grounding there. They all hold on to and they develop based on the modern. But here in African education, everything was Europeanized. Na bibiara why there, everything, the stories, the English language, the literature, na the internet. If we no, if we are going to condition the minds of African children, it has to be with a local content. Until she was the first to start experimenting. Until she was writing, she wrote a lot of poems, and she was doing broadcasting things. Until she came up with many initiatives. Then she had to move in the same 50s now, although move free secondary, Noba Accra, because Accra is where everything was happening, at that time. Not that time, not Ghana in independence around 57. It's not Ghana, the whole vibe, and the whole offending atmosphere now or different or charged up with Pan-Africanism, now they Ghanaian pride and all that. So in 58, now Sunderland founded the Ghana Experimental Theatre, or Ghana Drama Studio. Inti Onumpono or Kwame Nkrumah no integrity, and Ifa Sutherland was the one who built them drama studio. No, she also did a lot of stuff in, for example, in the University of Ghana. What do you call it? She also did research in African dramatic forms. Or so many things that she did in the School of Performing Arts, Legon. I schooled over there, so I know about the legacy war, University of Ghana. In fact, in Pono, she even went all the way to a village. In fact, this story, or a very encouraging story, me pede me check them story na obia no like inspirational something. You see, this woman was very passionate for the people, the development of the African. Now, at that time, not illiterates, no, you're more than those who had gone to school. Even it's just today that we have over 70% literacy rate now, though 60%. But at that time, not only everybody now all privileged to have that education. So there was a community in the central region which is called Atria. I've not been there before. Meaning baby at them community in the world. But
Atria.
It was a small community. Yes. I don't know. Meaning.
Hello. And the network on Pedo to go ahead and multi biara so yeah, I'm finding one chat. Ghana for yes. Hello. Hello. Yo, nti yana maame efu Sutherland na orkana asemi mbodina obwe ma Ghana ochie theater na literature okrodo na mo hello nti yepede yesua bi ti there everyday things fall apart then ala tafu home book na yesua no school na ye won krofo a wa chochro edubu ahim na ninu anum ina na wo books yan na yesua baby ze esu na ye wo wuraba fa na ho nso wa bobra na nche za ho nso wonyim che da mibiri odehene tirim bi na America sa literature books American Longfellow na eyi ho da me quote na some quote fancy bi so na za na nche na me famu mezi na onya he ma wode she he tirim hello.
Yes. Yes, hello. Inti them impoverished Bronibeka, the impoverished fancy village, na or a fancy village and na economic activity na or a very low into na Sikenyu hot, but they had a lot of dramatic forms, poems, fancy storytelling they and all that. Into who did there be this village, or potential. So what did she do? she used her own money because not a researcher into based on the research allowances now they know though this can be see a whole theater in the village because no pedo transforming the village, but this is how she did it. She created a theater. No use to them village, you know, their story forms, their dancing, their drumming, and all their theater. No, do the be them theater. No, then she invited the School of Performing Arts from University of Ghana when they launched the place. No, they
The network reho here in the papa. That's what Yabakara. Hello? Hello? And the network, ni hen in zini network, any hen in zini aha. Network in hen zini ye, so me yentin to me in chan na obra, yabama wa bo. If was sadala, na some no tougher. Was a man. We are a call Okunina or today being in the neighbor Asado. Na yeah. Hello.
hey, no problem. Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Inti, na me pede me explain it, how if was Sutherland, an educationist that ultimately develop an impoverished fancy village, building them a theater no, people she knew. And based on that theater, no, other economic activities started going on in the city. Inti, it was a villager, say, a yes, young boy, young girl, they do HBR, then they'll move to a bigger city in search of greener pastures. You understand? But them economic and cultural revival started by Ifa Sutherland, you know. Oma, them village in be bigger. And now people started manufacturing small things like oil, you know, gari, cornmeal, them, you know, processing small economic activities. And the village became a thriving town as a result of Ifa Sutherland. And for me, you know, this thing is very important. There's one thing I don't really like too much there. Yet complaining too much. Most of the time, you know, we always say there, oh, what is this person doing for us? What is this MP doing for us? What is this person doing for us? All the time, you know, complain. Somebody should do something for us. But we don't think of what we can also do for what? Our community. But if for Sutherland, she wasn't an overly wealthy person, or billions or millions of dollars. But the little she had and the passion she had, no, she was able to transform this impoverished Fanti village. So what?
Hello. Yes, sir. You're not sure for one fan chain. Yeninia network no internet no yin yin zini papa. Na so motibiara yebobu nukunim. Yebete yen so mfantefo a wodi yenenyim mfantefo a wono so wobobo hono mbozin a otwa de mi na owo yen so yehu de bia amaka mapa bia wewu ozongo alaji ganiyu ona anka ganiyu wa friend that menye ne yezi nkomo na anka said ho ina nya mi mfa ho krense ye na oye bibia amasa anka me nkaka hwe o say if you don't say I am who will say you are say hen yanka da ye mfantefo ye botuma aye yere ya obi injai na tribe nto ho na ombaka wo the mom nti woso kwa ona na tafro ho here sister as Hilda Azaria also I am enjoying this story because I'm from Sekendi onyimin ma min nkrofo sekunya na ofinti no so sister Azaria do ase no nia Hilda na always amba sanche ochina mu hu a menyu benya asam gida the customer woman wa friend that minka kakarkan nature ba wo White House wo nti in your house sorry the network is not working so I'm a hene dwumezi ya kasa na kasa abehiem ya wansama anche ye bebisa nda ncha no kra ni inara no aba no kra ye bebisa no sabi aware mo froba anya mede ho che hwan na afi na ne su a ɔpɛ dɛ yɛsua dɛ yɛyɛ ekyimba na hɛne friend the network so hɛne ridzi ne ayɛ odami na yɛgudu so yɛka ho a wɔwɔ do no wɔn mbɔden hyɛ na sɛ onua bi sabi nda afa na wenyan Kofi Hola madam brother Kofi ɔse greetings nana mejo do Kofi medzi yankopɔn pɔcho menye wo nkɔmɔ mefrɛ wa ana le dodgem medzi ufa ha na woso di mesi ha ehu da wunua ma abatena ha pɛ na aba mam fans mefrɛ pɛ na luguan na ndɛ ana ɔkyena mefrɛ na sabi amfa mafa phone no mu aba hɔ na mamenye wo kan menye wo abaka medo ase dɛ ni na ahɛ nua Kofi Hola munua pan de biara na ɔtaamechi sɛ wambadu pa owi a ehu dɛ waka check wa ahwɛ Kofi nyame nhyira ɔwo ɔbaa ne na mmofra nyinara na yegudu meka ho dɛ nda yɛba dɛ yɛba ka aka nkrɔfo a sɛbi ho so ofi mfanteme ma wɔgye zin because ya yɛbɔ hu bi ɔkɔmfa no chi ni nara ɔyɛ asampapa wɔbɔbo asanteme ma asanteme gyina ne naado dama na hɛ so yɛwɔ konkuru bia yo ma ate Kofi yɛwɔ mpanyimfo konkuru bia otwa dɛ ihɛn yɛmu bi mpo yɛnyim hɔn a wɔte dam na hɛn mba no wɔ ehu na hɔn so ayɛ hɔn nkranhyɛ nti Kofi ma eso wa akyɛfa no mu hello nti yegudu yɛ ka ho na wɔn yɛ mbɔmbɔdzen na yɛnsua hɛn so hɛn aba kwasam na mo nkɔmɔ yi na de bia that's it hello
hello.
Yes. Fantse.
Okay.
The village na obobo ohwan me kire ekumfi atwa na obeye da meyi no atwa menyim ho na omakuro ne fa ne tempe fura ya mpa nda na yenyi fi mi ordinado kozo a onte da me da ho a wa aka ekiri so obi botu anamo ote da me na hia mun sabi ye tetie de na ya mfa anye hwe a na amanyimpa na nwi do adze hu a ɔnam do ma ɔde bedi dwuma so na ɔte dam na sabi owin wa ama ɔde kɔ nti ne kɔ akora anyi dɛ eti ɔba nkra na ɔbɛtena hɔ edwuma hedi na ɔyɛ a ɔno Rollins mpo hwɛ ho na osi dan na ɔde ne din to dan.
Okay. Let's talk about the first one, the legacy, okay, and the honor that came to her.
Yes.
Now, the National Theatre of Ghana construction was from the drama studio, a replica of the studio, a Pasabalan, a champion from the University of Ghana. Yes, on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the university, the studio was renamed Pasabalan. Now, so, or team advocate National Theatre. And based on that, one is social got a 12-acre space in Accra and called it the Pasabaland Park. Eco Holland, Netherlands. There is the Pasabaland Strat. That is a Pasabaland Street. That is was named after when then the Pasabaland now establish a foundation in the foundation. This foundation not only dedicated to enriching the cultural and intellectual lives of students in Ghana. It is Asia for over 20 years now. Thousands of children will now benefit from literature, nature sensitive, and creativity-oriented programs. Aside from the improvement or another place where joining Accra, the same thing from Ifapaland. Also, she also organized a productive event. More for them, all Africans globally, every black person whether you're from Jamaica, you're from Jamaica.
No, the network and I'm a macro, I'm a vim look of food. See, Uncle Network, yes, Rawara. The home was an group, and he na say, and me. Now, because some cacro Sunday. Be next week, yeah, program be a better personality profile. From fancy phone paying for our Bob Bra. The best shed segment to be na Yama, Obi, and team be wa can have some create be a smell could be na ye who na a can call for what's in the come na ye when see a friend and in your name away Bobby and I do the way who there Sabi in some fancy man ye were azar o ye Sabi in there Obi Bacabro fa and a fancy funty and there all the cabro for na back the fancy on to bro for the on Kaya there Sabi you come with ya all the cabro for your fancy answer. Okay, there. Hello, Munya Abado. Hello.
Make a fossil medicine and the organize a festival not for them, organizing a meeting place for all Africans globally, every black person, because you have to unite and become one people. And based on that, you know, establishing so if you are then because know that so it was so in 1980 this idea started in 1980 or throw a paper and a recent paper which was entitled Proposal for a Historical Drama Festival of People. Internet or Pede underscore the significance of connecting Africa and its diaspora. By and by, them idea became Panafric. In 1992, now the first Panafric was done, and then over and over, it's every 2 years. Where Panafric people from the diaspora will come together to keep food, and then one of the biggest festival in Ghana. But in recent years, why the Panafric would have become a bit on the move, hype in the yes. But
brainchild,
yes, Panafric if one green child, not theater, if one green child. Literature in schools, African literature, or literature.
Very good.
African literature, or student poetry, African poets in the books, cultural programs. You got a time now. If you are on the side, go from a big people. Now we have a lot of African by the fireside of talking around African stories. All these things are the idea of this woman. You understand? It started with this. Then and even Panafest yes.
Panafest and as a national theater no champion the course. And the Nina name the Jumezana or Danny doing or to me the worry no or Yamu Fraba Crune baby so. Now if you are a bis and no has some old day, I can't, no man, I can so. You know this. Was she married to somebody? Was she married at all?
Okay, so in 1954, she married Bill Sutherland. As I said earlier, and she changed the same to North Sutherland, or African American man, the black man born in America, Pan African. And in 53, then Papa also moved back Ghana. So we moved from the state if we are in Ghana. And they had 3 children. The first one was also an educationalist. Into A.C. Sutherland Abbey.
Yeah.
A.C. Sutherland Abi, yes. And then the another one was also an architect. It also Ralph Sutherland. And then the third one was a lawyer called Amori Sutherland Phillips.
Amori.
And also, so, Ifua and her husband established a school in the Crown Quarter area. Those days, no offense, Crown Quarter because of them people starting in there before we came Ghana, not 4 different zones. The Northern Territories, the Ashanti Territories, the Gold Territories, and then the Crown Quarter people land. Yeah. And because that area needed she may have not decided to establish the school over there to help the children over there too. Yeah.
Ye gudo ye ka hwana wa abadon de won share dwumezinu mehen na afoforo nhwedo mbra na pocho efua odimfi ahen na owi na ye wia na ye bisa na asam odi echi kwa da nti na impact wo de mudwumezi odi na wo mfantefo nketesi ahondon ana mfantefo hedo no so onye den nti mi bisa catch ahyase de chire mi de we na bisa de odi mfi ahen.
Okay. So, Sutherland in 1996. That is 4 years after the first manifest.
Oh, okay.
Now, no, he was 71 years old.
Oh, I see.
Now, the influence, Isha, most of the fancy great people now didn't only influence Yenny by Congo. They were very big. They were continent-wide, nation-wide now. They feel that the direct influence to oil number one. Cape Coast, citing Cape Coast as a place to go to manifesting. It made Cape Coast the whole world to Cape Coast. Because Isha, your World Heritage Site, the UNICEF, sorry, UN Heritage something, then Alumina Castle and something. But on your manifest now, Cape Coast, got the attention of the world. You understand? Yes, in Chinese play as well. If you are able to have in that now, able to develop a Cape Coast. Yes, but we have not taken advantage of it yet. So, then next one is what is it then village now. Yes. But Asia, most of the influence or you believe
You. Yes, unfortunately, it's a man can. Say, yes, ye can't ni influencer. Obi otumi ebu ama. Ana see national theaters. No chede, me chede na wa yaze. Oye na adwendwen ni bi. Nti unya anum fantefo enda yimpa yesu na asam nyi maame efua Sutherland adi. No ho asam na nde ye brother Mike onye aken na eno ho nsam ne bebre na nankasa so wo books bebre wo ma ye mbombo ze nkankan ye de ma amofroba ye kada ye tie na ankote no ho asam an ya mbere bobo hen nti owu biara wo friend den ida azidu no sa wo abruchiro wo hino dam ne wo friend den literature books na oye for amofroba wo ma ye bagana ye ntobi ne mfa ma henim be na won so won kankan na won hu na obi dan na ma ka echi wo fa na achene ba na me de brofudin dan do na ye da afra na we nya mfido awotwe onam hompo na ya achene ba na we twum na onhu ebisa na me fro that's not my name no agba am won fra na achene ba ina ya oti samede na ba o kankan fancy books a it's in the makra bi twum na me de man no kankan a no ihu Latin na all kan fancy Latin but bi wom fancy Greek but bi wom ni inara so na odirusuara nti ye de hene brother Michael na ase de we dwina asam a ote dem oza amehen nti se wodo na oye wukromnyi na oye wubusunyi a mo onye wa ahomamado de sabi yimpa na ofi wufie yimpa na ofi wukromin oba ne sabi wa mbogbo abor na ode na adesua osua ade na ankote wa amfa anhye ne dem ode sabi ode piti aman nyinara ma amanete so onam no do na pana festival za no cha do no wa ya ade kura ode Ghana nyinara ode he na ekogu ade nyinara nti yeda eja panti ase na wa abọ no ho tofa kakra nti ye babu so ode hwana na otodo na ya ye ne nti a hwana na otodo a ebotum ya ete na asam
Yo, friend, okay, let me just introduce him properly. Oye, the father of African education and chief architect of the education of the black girl child. Now, our friend James E.
in the network yo ihe nzini ye kra abe Ghana network aba bon na yeza ayo Ghana network nimpa oba kana asami inyim hwe yene mu mfantefo na yeto Ghana hinyi nara fanti ya brent ya ko 34 who at the age of 34 wo ball go sabolga tanga esoro ho ape mu ho onu no otutu Ghana ya na yehunu Ghana ya otutu iwe ya aye obi mu di ya ahia ye baji honi nti damadi na ode yesua se enyima obi rekai ebulewa bakawa na atum na network no anyi he na ndi ne yen osanda nkrofo aye crowd people are very ready to listen to one mpanyimfo a wodi ho n'enyim na hia so ye de ho na aye example ye de ye example na hia no so hia na mbe na hia ni nyinara hia so ye emulate what they did on the network only here leads in ya ode nti ye besre that wonya abotal na wonte na hene brother ehu de all the brapa hello Mr. Semanana abada na ewadumpa omba ina lobo like no do lobo love no do mpede muhu obiara ebodo wa ha muhu ebodo wa ha ho na wo hani nara ho a wo hwe hin na wo mbo like no do pekra comment na yehu de wa ha meba muhu comment o nyipa kakra bi na wa abado so obiara comment nti muntumi read the comment bia hello
Yes.
Sesiara. Pocho, one na asam na nda yerikin.
Yes. The man of Africa, James Uma J. Agbu. Now, could they have been any influence or global?
Yaka Dr.
In fact,
na asam bia.
Yes.
Nti ewa ha na fi no ma agbo afre no ma agbofu nyinara de nde Medu International pocho monko.
Yo. Nti Agbu wo anumabo. Na nena oton abena aluwa.
Abranwa.
Wa otu edumako. Na neja nso no oye nyam kojo kojir ana oye anumabo mahin chiame nti oye half from edumako and half from anumabo na also or relate oye relation to the Sam family and the Koba family of Commander. Nti oye Fantini Mapa. Yes, oye Fantini Mapa. Na this name no oye James Eman Ojo Mensa Ojo Agri. Yes. Na the genesis of This man, now, Oma, this man's story very inspirational. No? Or yeah, the key figure, Oma, education, yeah, accessible on the African continent, on the Ghana. This man traveled across Africa. You know, or you did research about how Obetuma transition the Africans from, you know, into the education system. Now Obetuma benefit from education because we all know there, without education in this modern world, life will be very difficult for you. You will not be able to contribute meaningfully to society because you have to know how to read, to write, and to perform basic arithmetic. Now, I've been putting an approach to education was radical, but we'll get there. I just want us to make sure where he went to school now, they a bit of everything of life, and then we'll enter into the things he did in Kasa. So, Agui was a man who attended Wesleyan High School. That was a method to establish the in school. And then later on, obey school headmaster. But at the age of 23 in 1898, now call US, he was being trained as a missionary, not a Christian missionary, no other call. US to undergo some training at it. And once he was there, he was studying subjects or a very intelligent man. So he studied chemistry, physics, logic, economics, politics, I mean, all these things. And Agui was able to speak fantse, English, French, German, ancient and modern Greek, and Latin. Into not them pay not all special talents. Very, very intelligent manner. He could speak all the languages of the modern world. That is the most popular languages of the time. Like French, like German, like Greek. And not just any Greek, the ancient Greek and also modern Greek. And even Latin. Now, even after that, he went ahead to study theology, osteopathy, psychology, and even Japanese language. This man had, so many things in his head, you understand? He understood the value of education. In 1920, Napapebi was friend for Moro. Now a foundation, we were friend self-book fund. And I will offer Agui opportunity there. Do a research expedition in Africa to determine why the Betumaya, education in Africa and transition Africans through the education system to help Africans compete with the world. So Agui accepted it. Now, for 10 different countries. And he collected data, he analyzed data, he visited Sierra Leone, he did the education system out. Sierra Leone, Liberia, Gold Coast, which is now Ghana, Cameroon, Nigeria, the Belgian Congo, that is DR Congo today, Angola, South Africa, all these places, when he went there, he made significant impression. When he made significant and underscored the importance of education. He was the man who went around encouraging Africans to go to school. So this same man, our friend Kojo Agui, he mentored African great Africans. The president of Malawi, our friend Hastings Kamuzu Banda, he mentored him. He also mentored the first president of Nigeria, Nnamdi Azikiwe. He mentored him. He also mentored the first president of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. And it is so wonderful. And this same man was the one who encouraged the governor David there at Chimota College, on co-educational. Now, the surest way to keep people down is to educate the man and then neglect the woman. And he was the one who came up with the famous quote there. If you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate a whole nation. Of course, South Africa, no deliver, for there. But the world to move forward, our day are brought over together. So he came up with the radical image of the piano, the black and white keys playing all together. Now, I am very much aware of this thing because from my nephew with JHS, I went it at Achimoto School. Now, I understood the concept of the piano into one person or a piano, which signifies there or there, all rings come together to work in harmony. Yeah. This man was a very, very strong Pan-Africanist, and he was going all over the place trying to see how Africans can rise up and become great. One of the very first schools are big schools in Achimoto School. Agri was the co-founder. The school was founded by Governor Gottisberg, Dr. Agri, and there's a man called Fraser. Yes, into Brofu too, and then one African man, Oye, Dr. Agri. Yes, now all these countries in Africa, the influence of Kweje Agri in the education of all these countries now are very encouraging. Now, because of that, all over Africa, the agri is being honored. In Ghana alone, we have plenty agri schools. Agri Memorial, Zion, Equatimota School, Agri Papo, so many agri schools. In Nigeria, there is an agri school. In Kenya, there is an agri school. If you go all over the world, there is an agri school. In fact, he was being called the Booker T. Washington of Africa. Booker T. Washington was what the black in Africa was to Black Americans in the US. And he did a lot of things for the Black Americans. And Ishempua, Kweju Agbono, he had some intellectual argument with some Pan-Africans, and all that. And one of his radical philosophies of education is that education shouldn't be limited to the 3 hours. You understand? That is the reading, writing, and arithmetic or whatever. But if you have the 3 hands, the head, the hand, and the heart. Now, the head signifies critical thinking, intelligence, how to solve problems. The hand signifies proper skills, or your masonry, or your construction, or your programming. Whatever it is, our day, the African child, people don't know how to use the right English, but should know how to build societies, build and develop civilizations, and also the heart. When you talk about the heart now, we're talking about the character, the passion behind every great civilization. And this was the revolutionary idea of young Papa Kweje Agri. Now, when you look all over the world now, in fact, as in Ghana, maybe here in Kwame Nkrumah is going to be on the same level of greatness, influence. You see, when you go to London, there is Agri House, which is a hostel for African students, which was named after Agri. The Eco, North Carolina, where his wife is from. There is also a monument installed in their honor. When you go to Livingston College, also in America, there is the J. Agri Memorial Gymnasium in the elementary school there. The Eco, in Panama, there is the Freeman Agri House. The Eco Achimota School. There is the Agri House and also the Agri Chapel. You understand? Even in Ghana, Bono, we honored him by putting 8 on the 5 cedi bill. So 5 Ghana cedi. Just open it. That handsome man you see there is Kweje Agri. And then you see a church like AME Zion Church in Accra. Named after Kweje Agri. You understand? There's Agri House at Alliance High School in Kenya. You understand? There is another one in Nigeria. There is even Agri Memorial in Cape Coast. I mean, this man was, and if you remember when we were children, that was some kind of send your girl child to school, them girl child advocacy, It all started with Kweje Agri. And today, our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, not only in Ghana, but all black in America, all over the world, if women are able to go to school, we should all thank Kweje Agri for his advocacy. Yes, so I'll just end it. Because then,
maybe said that my only shazia, all the chair as we are sim fans and in Ireland, wo hooning, and over here.
Yes. Kweje Agri, American movie called Rose Agri in North Carolina. Yes. You know, Agri, when he was young, the 20s, call you. And you know that in that age, that's when your hormones are, you find somebody you love, and then you settle down with the person. Yes, and that's what happened. And even in that same case, they gave them an honor. An honor. Yes, in fact, Kweje was even buried over there. Yes, he wasn't buried in Ghana. He was buried in that same state. He didn't allow him to come to Ghana. So he didn't get his body. He saw him as a hero, and then they decided to bury him and give him the honor over there. Yeah.
Oh no, Ghana from painful. Yeah, you when you can find the bioba because
Exactly.
and ma oh so then and touch of the foam into yeah papa Kweje Agri yenyim sana no owa ebrenye owu abrochinko amfana amba bantu foze ye tukan ayam kofi on yo eja Agri mu ka ho ma ye su ye su na he ze ye bokọ ehwe comments kakra ye nya
I don't know. Obi got sick. No, hospital where you were. Was in the hospital, he died then. And then they didn't bring back the body.
You
So,
ma
had to bring him there. Yeah.
atu wama yankan enkrofo hwana yi kakre bread kofi hola munye kofi also well educated program nana ma mowi oroshe mfante kesesi also ma hum ayiko muwa ho munye mfante yehu yedo ase na yegudi a ye kan mfante sam na ye kan ho de owa epede sua mfante awa epede wo bebi sua mfante kasa na natural wa abrochiro wo Ghana hioka awo de Shabota region the northern region pona mpeda wo ba ni rebe firi na kasa ya bombade na ekọ social media handles bo hu mfante kese sua wo ho the children for beina, Mofraba notice if I will book Bina, what the one cassa, one fantse, and the one working with the Canada, or Mamma Stroya and the Minfina and the but work on name so. Or ye pay so you mark and canon could say that, or send someone now so more, but can no, I can ye. It's in fancy cases, the baby I'm a canoe, some mitro. One wasn't up for social media conference cases, and uncle, on you near Kakaba Costa, no so often speak fancy with teacher who fee no so or the fancy as it when Zuma should be a fancy cases, ya appear or Shataquano was sending to no cry or the non fancy. The man and hens are yet to can yanka. Man Crawford today and gather here to my and bro there. Say, then you'll be cassa. Now you panel done it, I'm a pen of fancy. No, so what had said your country or country says, Yara, in claim points of force no work. Omo, and yet, what I ye in a warren, I ye. Inti, yet there was yet a age agree. Ye, you know, when I what do. What do the baby? Mammy, you may McKinnon, George Ferguson, now some of Crawford, you who young Yababado on yende, na ya canoso, na some. It's important about calling pa or to do a bassado, and as a summer, but round agree now some. In Chabot, the tough armor, and we are now with head personality. I ever can have some for Sunday, and being a Eddie, man. Oh, yeah. Hello. Me pede round up could you agree? Before we the next
yeah, that's it. That is not good. Yes, the father of African education and the chief advocates of the girl child education of the black girl child. Now, actually, travels to over 10 African countries. It mentored 3 African presidents. Now, so today we are able to benefit from we have to be encouraged and now inspired. Yeah, if we are able to do it now, I am maybe for a tumor. We can do something for the future generation. We can leave a legacy that will benefit our nation. With an African, if you could drive in Canada, it did a lot of book for an Africanism, but we don't have time to go into that. Another time, maybe can ask them, but when we go on to our final and now feeder. Okay. Yes, and that is the man called Edgar Kofi Ahor. Okay, now, Yeka Edgar Ahor.
hello. You do a jar. One number do man fancy for yes, Abuba, no, not some care on your hair, King. Or Chonda won't venture in the network now in Zini. So I'm here now, I know or a folk. Now, on your hands in the you, where your hands in you, you bush. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
So that's one can say, yeah. So maybe a gin and bet you off a crama here. You ansana, what but cage who answer me, not cheddar yerba manzip into Eja Michael and now Mikhail. You ever saw the Gina Docca now what may say a dem kumi. Aha, they be yeah, the man network in the best say. Network in the Subiana at so for cry. Aha. Yɛbɛka agya ahoro na yɛaka nkrakyesam kakra. Ekyi yɛbɛka kusum so kakra aka ho nti yɛntie yi na. Yeah. Yɛsrɛ wɔn bɔ mbɔdzen na wɔn comment mɛhɛn. Wɔn comment mɛhɛn. Yɛakenka hɛn comment ne nyinara ewie. Nti ɔwɔ ɛwɔ do sɛ epiasɛm bi ebisa anaa enyimasɛm bi a dam mpanyimfo yi wɔyɛ a wɔso twerɛ to hɔ na nkurɔfo hu. Osan dɛ ɔwɔ nsɛm bebree a Michael Joseph de Graft no so ɔrehwɛ inyo. Yɛwɔ nsɛm bebree a Michael obotum aka na yɛn biri nti maama wɔabobɔ no pɔ nti sɛ woso nyimbi fa hɔn ho a na woso sɛ ate hɔn ho nsɛm kakra bi a bɔmbɔdzen na bra na ndɛ network ɔne nyi hɛ ndi ne yie na so ɔyɛ ne ara yɛbɛyɛ wɔma yɛn sei eyi ansa na yɛakɔ agya ahoro na asam no do. ama ho akwa abedu na ye tinti ni nsi na de pantefo de ye hie ma ahia so ye kira eyi hene bobi o hia so hene agudu na hene asa ye ma nso wo hu na ye beka eja ahoro so na asam nda ye kan ka ati ebien mu asem aha nti ye ka ye ti akuba ba na nda ye do nti eja Michael etmenka ma wano
Yo, Eja, Medasta. Na Yebeka, Eja Ho, Eja Ho, me Torin on today. Could you argue another important that documented? Another story or your oral tradition. Until it passed down generations by oral into stories, no, or variations, or the same. Different. But based on music, me summarize it. Eja Ho, make story, na legacy. Inti Eja Ho no. The person will be royal fantse astrologer. He was an astrologer. Like astrologer, the past now they to predict the future, predict all those sort of things. Yes. Now, Eja Ho, when now boy fantse we free to human back south of Ghana. Now they take for common casino, man casino. Eja Ho, a very young boy. Very young boy. Now, Abakosem Shede, now they were led by three warriors. One, Obuman Kuman, Obapadan. Now, Osem. Now, after these three warriors, and so now, Konfobia and your friend, Konfamuna. Now, Konfamuna, so now, aside from these leaders, now they see this one our friend Abagumuawa into exodus of infantry. The first group were the boy infantry. Now other group now would be were the ones led by Abagumuawa. Good. And aside from Abagumuawa was Eja Ho, who was a young boy. Now, when they settled on the land, they have to demarcate the land, because in there, the ancestry is from Mali, there. It account for you how to live in a forest area or how to live by the seaside. Yes, so now a new environment, new climate, new, but this Aho another Kofi Aho knowing how to predict seasons. Into now a priest. You see, when you look at let me compare this to the Bible. So, in the days of Moses, now we were Moses. But the Aaron, who was the priest, good. The same as the days of Samuel. Not Samuel, not a prophet, and they had priests. It's the same as Eja Ho in the time. Eja Ho was called Osofo. Now we're trying to comfort, now we're trying to Osofo. It is a title given to people. Now they have a deeper spiritual understanding of many things. Into them try to use them kind of Christian start to Ghana have now they don't title them ma like with the congregation in him now it's not a person or something. You're in front of comfort.
into your comfort na the or suffer. Age a whole not your suffer. Good. Na enim den fantifo no yo war song bi awe obruman no ni obruman kuma ni obruman da padani obruman ko da padani osne nyabwa but eko buma menwa enyum no was saying oye otuchi ni ahoro osurechi after opun na yawo aho na eja aho no after the reign of Obuman Odapajan Osun, you know there if I go Amarupi Ketimano or Odapajana Obuman they died on the way. No car Osun got to be 15. Now Osun the leader of the fancy at that time. But after Osun, there was another leader, Osun. But at this time, na ahono why we can eja aho na eja aho no na oye he was the one who performs rites and ceremonies. You understand? Now in that day, in that time, the word for God for the Francis was called action. So say equal friend this particular state. And their name is called Achin. And then the tree that was planted by Confamono was from Achin Elim, meaning in the presence of God. Because time now it can only do on the thing. Now of Confamono planted don't feel. Now anybody who went there, what if they want something, you don't have children now, they anything problem. When you go there now, and you make a request, you get that request. You understand, like a prayer. So, Okofomona put a spear in the ground, and they called it Atin Eni. Okay, good. And then this Atin, right now we have different names for God, but in that time, that's 1300s, you know, that was the name that was used. Good. So, he was the one who communicated with God on behalf of the Francis. And he was the only one who knew how to do the rituals and the sacrifices to get information to tell the Francis we can plant corn. This month we can plant this. Next month the rains are coming. Based on astrology now, the signs of the sun, the Francis were able to live and thrive. Do you understand? And also, he knew how to do herbs to cure sicknesses. It's not either or an astrologer or a traditional doctor. You understand? Now I can do maybe another. He had a priestly hat. He had what do you call it? A bonbon and a priestly book, which was using to teach the person when to plant, when to harvest, when to do this, when to do that, when to even go to fish, and when the rainy season will come. And during that time, now our festival beer was friend at which is inside God festival. This is not today as some American way. Okay, about 700, 600 years ago. Yes. Na eja hona nkusume no oye farmer and a hunter. So that is how the man was a very special man. And a friend or suffer after. At the time, not there was another people and not oye conformuna. But not eja hona so oye people. Na maybe na Baiba spreading it through all the fantasy. Some people say there The sickness came about because of our being free. Nah, they didn't ask for it. They didn't do the right thing. Now, oh yeah, and they were dying. In fact, in fact, what the different influenza, yeah, and the people were dying like houseflies, like an epidemic or a pandemic. Inti, confirm na oye me enquiry na confirm na oye inquiries pii no who do na who na na the sunsun catch me there although you sacrifice na they have to sacrifice a royal person. I won't feed a Friday born great man or you only that sacrifice now to get my harvest from Yarubano. Na eja ho because of ni do our woman ni mind you know he sacrificed himself and he was sacrificed in Mankasim. He was sacrificed in Mankasim.
Hello. Nti ma ọcha anyị dɛ otu no ho si hɔ de ma mpanteman na sɛ wɔn nyinaa wɔwuwi a nka mbi ndu dɛ ɛmu na ɔwɔ yɛbɛn sɛn dɛ hɛn nananom a wɔde bɛɛ no sɛ wɔn nyinaa so wɔwui egya ahɔr na ɔyi no ho si hɔ na ɔde gye mpanteman ihu dɛ wɔayɛ bi yɛahɔ ayɛ bi ihu nsɛm yi ara na yɛgu do a yɛretwa mu dɛ yɛwɔ sima enum pɛ na yɛretudo nti ɔyɛ adze a nyɛ network yi a mpɛmmerɛ edu dɛ ɔbɛbɔ ne tɔfa ama hɛn ɔyɛ nyame ne pɛ a mafa da foforɔ na egya ahoro na asɛm no abɔmbɔden na yɛaba na yɛabɛka egya ahoro na nkotee na asɛm na yɛako no yie na nkurɔfo wɔhu dɛ nkurɔfo bi so wɔde wɔn ho si hɔ nti egya ahoro na asɛm yi nti ɔyɛ dɛ school nso sometimes na ayɛ amowɔ hello sometimes ayɛ amowɔ problem dɛ school na lɛhyɛ ase wɔ mpantemen na akyerɛ odi kan bɛɛ ne yɛ panteni nfa ɔbɛtwerɛ history wɔ kuro yi mu first no panteni krakyina ɛna ɔyɛ esi ne mu nyinara ɔna yɛ ano bi di ho ayɛ dɛ sɛ wofi asɛm yi nyɛ wa de bi ara bɛka akɔtɔ wɔ ɔkɔtɔ no wɔ ɔnim sɛ na wokwan yɛ na nan wotu de na wobɛtu bɛ de na wɔn kyerɛ dɛ wɔde wɔn nsɛm bɛ kuro mu nti wɔkeka ɔdɔ nnɛ ɛta asankyɛ bɛka kyerɛ no wɔama nkurɔfo ayɛ pɔp hello
Yeah, hello.
yes sir but network ni yɛ nti run egya ahoro na asɛm no ma hɛn na ɔno ne de yɛbɛba do na yɛafa one day a wɔfɛ no sɛ topic no yɛsua egya ahoro ho asɛm a ɔnhia paa bɛsrɛ dɛ bɔ ne tɔfa ma hɛn na ma network
Yeah, let's summarize the age of man. The main legacy is there. He sacrificed himself for his people to be saved. Now, they are also doing sacrifice. It stopped. There was no more pandemic. Nobody died. The people flourished again. Now, because of this sacrifice, because without that sacrifice, there will be no fantse today because everybody will die. But the sacrifice, we need to honor this man because not a great man. He helped us to know the season, know the day, know when to fish, and at the end of it all, he sacrificed himself for our people. And that is why we have the Ahoba Festival. Ahoba Kese na Ahoba Festival. It's from Gumwa all the way to Bourbon. Abia the Ahoba Kese, Mankesim, Bumako, the whole of Gumwa. Everybody celebrates. This is the biggest festival. Only one festival. Festival. Example, Bakatui, we are going to celebrate. Fifth Good Coast, you understand? That we have another festival. More than one state because of the sacrifice. Now, in those days, now, all the name, some ritual to celebrate, but today, no, they don't go there anymore. They don't go to Guma anymore. They just stay where they are. They do there, they perform their right now. They honor this man and his great sacrifice. Before the man died, he made sure there he had a purpose. In sure after Abraham, there were people like Edufo, Penin, Yamboa, Abdullah, Otiakin. You understand? All these people, they took the priestly role and they performed the priestly role generation after generation. Then the playing now, or so another or them or sacrifice. When you go around all the country, you see there when you celebrate Ahoba fashion, another Ahoba Kesa fashion, or because of another or something sacrifice dignity why them fashion to honor the man. This is the summary of the man called Ejaho who laid down his life for the survival of the Fantse people. Yes.
Network in summer, other make fancy. There was a day for way to remember the network in the corporate, the Baba, and can't get a foreigner than but like Simaya, can ye?
Some
Would you pay to Ahubaka Sewa, friend. But on the yet in the traditional council, Ahubana or young fancy, and Cano, what we were called the Saba, Sa, in the Nina, where I can't get another to Jesus Christ, who will come Jesus Christ or Nimba Jabba for Mamunia to no in the Adjun Quan. The Marason age are also than a crack for what the man fancy man may yellow dump or few hop, and since I can't the move for few with dinner classroom. I am a crony than also chair crony the chrono when I'm cocoa and a food. Then has seen that to India and I don't use it. Yeah, they jam fantastic. So did the moon thing for a sea hen, for Sutherland. But you about bomb and bang school. Quayana couldn't be brew or Economa Bra, George Kemp Ferguson, Agri, Mabu Abakasama Kaka, no one day Yenya, were friend Dr. Agri soon has any yeti. Into my yard, daughter, your fancy. Here, best said there, a trough for me chair, a Abakasam cap historians, our back, and Uncle watch your move, human probation. Or maybe me, I am some cap umbrella, the young shine, and then can't you are thinking. na yɛn bɛ wɔn hu dɛ sabi yɛn gu nkwa no hɔ ara da na yɛwi tui nko na adesua na aman no so ka ho adɔfo meda ho ase yɛn mbere ayɛ mbere nti bere a yɛbɛgye a agya mark wɔfa no agya fantse yɛm de yɛgya ne name ɔkɔ wie a yɛn bɛkasa next week kyerɛ dependent sanna bra na yɛda adwuma a yɛbɛdi baba abɛkyerɛw na sɛ botum atse mfantsefo na mfantse abɛkɔsam a nkɔ beebiara nka tse dɛ tete ka so mpanyinfo ebubie esu amanzano wɔ mpanyin enyim dɛ tete ka so nso a ne yɛ tete meda ho ase wɔn bɔ yi se ya nya